Hello everybody, it's me, Bigking Badger. I have a confession to make. So I recently did a couple of videos in regards to PS2 games I absolutely love. Now, during the first video, which covered A through to M, someone left me a comment double checking and making sure that one of their favourite games, which began with S, was going to be in the second part. That game happens to be one of my all-time favourites as well, and the issue is, it was not included. That game, I need to make a special video about because I absolutely love it. And yes, it was impossible for me to pick 20 games I absolutely love and feel so passionate about in regards to the PlayStation 2. But you know what? This game, I absolutely love and has left such a lasting impression ever since it first came out back in 2001. I absolutely adore it. So that game is Shadow of Memories for the PS2. Now, in America, if you are across the pond, you will recognize this game as Shadow of Destiny. The game came out for the PS2. In America, you guys got a port to the PSP, which I would absolutely die for. And us over here in Europe, we actually got a copy for the Xbox original. The game itself left an absolutely lasting impression on me. So it is mainly a narrative game where you are essentially a character who is in a small German town it's an old German town that was originally built during the medieval era. And in the game starts with you dying. Now, some of you who play Dark Souls and games like that, that's nothing new, dying at the start of the game. But in this game, you're murdered. Straight up, someone kills you. And in the game, once you die, or are just about to die, time is frozen, and a mysterious figure comes to you, just wanting to help. That mysterious figure wants to help you by giving you a small time machine, a small device which will let you move through time to find out the killer. Now, in the game, you go through different periods during this small German town's history. So you can go from the medieval era through to the 1920s, to the 1980s, and to what was at the time modern day. Each era has its own specific colour scheme and style, so the rest of the world in the medieval era can be a sepia colour, which is more of like a weird brown colour. You yourself are still in colour, but everything else is different. Or in the 1920s, everything is in black and white, but you are in colour, through to the modern times where everything is in colour as well. Now, you can only travel through time a specific amount of times before you have to pick up energy, which is left in the environment. Now, the game is, like I say, a story-driven game. You can run around and you have free reign generally to run around this small German town, doing whatever you feel you want to do. So you can talk to the inhabitants, interact with little kittens, and do certain side missions and things like that. But the cool thing is that everything in this game affects the story. What you say to a character has a lasting impact, and there are over 6 different, very, very different endings that can appear in the game. So you have the decision that you know a character is going to be killed. The character, you know, is the partner of one of your close friends in the town. You have the power to save your own life, but you also have the power to save your friend's partner's life. What would you do? Do you save them? Do you not? Because that can then have lasting implications on the story and how everything plays out. You find out that you can interact with a character who is a philosopher, a scientist in the medieval era. Do you help them? Do you point them in the right direction to scientific discovery? The game is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. The story is very in-depth and very cool. For me, it came out just after the Shenmue games came out. And for me, apart from the action, it has a similar kind of style and a feel of, here is the story, here is what's going to, here is an objective. Now, you have to complete that objective before the time that you are murdered, because in each chapter of the game, you change time. You avoid yourself being murdered. You avoid yourself being poisoned. But then time is changed and the murderer finds an alternative way to kill you. So you then have to retrace your steps and go back to find out how to stop them that way. Now, you can only travel to certain periods in time. So within the game, it's explained that you can't just go back in time 5 minutes and stop yourself, because you have to avoid yourself. You can't interact with yourself in time as well. The game is absolutely amazing, guys. I strongly recommend it. I can't believe that as soon as I saw in the comments that they asked if this game was included, whether or not it was. And it wasn't. I am really sorry. So it is a branching, story-driven thriller. Mainly you are watching the game, you are watching the story unfold, but I would recommend playing through it and seeing the ending. I've played through it multiple times to see all the different outcomes, all of the different endings that are available, and I stress you to at least go through and have a look. The main character, Ike, if you can see him right here, has a very, very strange and bizarre similarity to Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 2. Now, he isn't as whiny as and annoying as Raiden, but the main character of Ike, which is that gentleman, does still look like Raiden from Metal Gear Solid. The game was published by Konami, so maybe there is a link to it there, but please, for heaven's sake, pick up this time-traveling adventure murder mystery. I will absolutely recommend it to absolutely everyone who does enjoy a great story in a game. So this game for me is probably an early version of things like the Telltale Walking Dead games, where you decide what you say, how you act, and what you do, but you do have more interactivity, and there is actually more gameplay and more for you to do in the game than in the Telltale games. But still, please pick up this game. I am so annoyed with myself that I left it out of my top 10 games from the end of the alphabet for PS2. So please, Shadow of Memories or Shadow of Destiny, if you are in America, pick it up. And please, if anyone has a copy of the game for the PSP, I am looking out for a copy, whether it be mainly in the UK. If you see a copy, please give me a shout. I am the Big King Badger. I am out there on Instagram and Twitter as well. And as always, shout out in the comments below, have you played this game? If you have, what you think of it. Try and avoid spoilers, but please send me direct messages and we can talk about all the different endings, what we thought, what was cool, and please pick up this game and let me know what you think. I can't wait to hear you guys give some love to this game in the comments below. You know what? Whether it's love or whether or not you absolutely hate it, let me know and tell me why, and we'll have a discussion below. So I'm Big King Badger, wishing you thank you for watching, and as always, happy playing, guys, and enjoy the rest of your game playing world. Bye!